Swanee down there sort of checking clutch air gap and stuff like that. So how's everything going, Tony? And he goes, oh no, you know, we've softened everything up. He took some fuel out of it, so it was really, really rich. So what he's done is he's actually knocked a bit of fuel out of it. He said it's all come around, it's making a bit more power. I don't know whether that means they're hopping it up, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not his crew chief, but I'd say, mate, whatever you've just stumbled on the last day and a half, you don't need to swing any harder right now. You can get yourself a bill of J, because I don't think we've even rewarded Tatey anything in Pro Compact. He's never quite been there at the end of the day to clean them all up.
Such an immaculate car. Liam Doherty on screen there, you can see the wheelie bars getting adjusted. Moving forward now, Chris Tate. Final adjustments.
Thank you, Jerry.
Into the 6 second zone.
Comments from the super coach over here.
But in this car, well, Tatey, this is an evolution, and I'd say this about James Horan's Black Ute. The Black Ute over 20 years has evolved. Tatey has evolved this car over the years as well. And he is the RZ King for a reason. He's the quickest 3RZ in the world, the quickest Toyota 4-cylinder in the world, up against one of our quickest 13V auto sedans in the world. Keep talking him. Watch out here, mate. Tatey's got the clutch, he's got to bump that in with his clutch leg. He's got to line the wing here as he goes in. $9.59 to a 10.85.
I thought it was close.
Yeah, no. Look, he just played big tricks on us there. I don't know, if we've got half a moment, if we're going to go for a quick look out on the track, I might just want to see a replay of that just to see. Especially that long shot, because Tatey got off it. I think he noticed Lee lost momentum, and then he had to either get gears or do something to get back out there. I don't know.
He just visually from
it looked Tatey like
yeah, I'd say that Doherty got there by 1.2 seconds.
Well, look at his closing speed, 146. Tatey only 82.
That's a double step right there.
All right, Tatey's missed out on that one, but I don't know, has he done enough in round 3? If that's 2 from 3 and a 10.85, then that's me leading.
Doherty was in identical half track to 0.
Quicker on the 60 than Tatey as well, 115 to a 116. 560, look at that.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at that, 560. He might have to do a bigger one in the final if he gets there, eh? Let's just see.
Back performance, big. Solo pass.
Alright, so he can let this thing in. He can hold it down the track, and I don't think he's going to hold it down the track. Father has given him the reins here to say, well, do you want to go a bit faster today, son? You might need it for lane choice, you know what I mean? So let's see. Next underestimate your opposition. Alright, son, engage. This will be good enough. 41 will do. 741 at 188 mile an hour. Well driven, 112 in the 60 foot. Half track 478 at 149. Almost bogged it. So the track is pretty good. Just not, could have done with a couple of more PSI on the line there. Really come out of the hole, but it just a little bog, but it didn't kill it.
It was alright.
Yeah.
On turn the 60 foot, it is still solid. That's a solid 60 foot.
You heard it sort of catch, you know? Just
Yeah.
for that moment when you can slow down a moment, just hear that back of your head, just caught. Like, you know what I mean? It just grabbed the track.
Set the front clip coming
Boy. Drama. Sometimes I'll have to spray the, the starcher rotor up the, that Wins product, Newline starcher rotor.
It moved backwards though.
Sometimes you need that right down the gut of the turbo to get the thing to fire up sometimes, especially on the rotors. Who told me this famous old story a couple of weeks ago about, it might have been Craig Dyson driving Graham Fry's R100. It had no compression after the last run. They clutched it down the return road. So they said you're in the final, this thing won't start to make compression. The thing spat smoke out. Running on orange juice. Even that's something else to hear a story until someone tells you years later. Sam Kiprios and Simon Ionu. An important run for both. This is where Kip might just might have enough. You don't know. Simon's thinking, wow, we know it's 6.6 second capacity. We know the thing has done it already. Simon's just got to give it its head a little bit here and do a bit of wrestling. If all the signals are right that this thing's going to stay straight, we'll get that 6 second potential back. Kip will just give us that 30 right now if we need it.
Well, that's it. I was just saying, Kiprios' strength is consistency. We know that car will get down the track 9 out of 10 times, running in the low 7s. Simon with the horsepower though, he can run into the 6s. The start there, moving forward of Sam Kiprios.
Tell you what, geez, I love the Kern Pro Compact. I mean, it just, you don't know where the threat's coming from until the very end. And I still can tell you right now, it's El Chevo, but who might El Chevo have to race in the final? And that is 22, thank you, Kip.
Very nice.
He's gone 22. Is that going to be enough to get to the final? Could it be him and El Chevo? I don't know yet. We've got 1UP here. We've got Chris Hall here. Doddsy hasn't done too much wrong. He might play the percentage here too. So what's this ET boy so far? 722. 741. 722, 741, our two quickest ones so far.
Yeah, I think that's coming low.
I can't remember what Hayden was in that last anyway. I enjoyed the pedal. 7:43, only 129 mile an hour. A 7:77 for Jurgen, left on the tree. 106 there for Tony. Half track 4:51. It was all back there for him, but then early click. So whatever his part will play in the future, it may be done, but he's robbed Jurgen of a win there in round 3.
Well, I think Grigic with that half track increment 451, that's knocking on the door of a 690 right there.
Yeah, that's what we know that the car can do with all the buttons.
Jurgen, 2 half ones. Well, it was an alright pass, 777 for Jurgen. He deep stayed, I think that's very much. He bumped in deep.
Watch out, boys. Whoa, I'll tell you what.
That was crazy.
It's crazy.
Getting loose down there.
Tom, call that a near miss. That was a near miss, that. The adrenaline is up, folks. We are into Pro Turbo round number 3. Kareem.
Pro Turbo.
Kareem gets one in there. Put your hands together. Kareem Amraz is starting to acquaint himself, I see, with the RX3. Kareem, meet the RX3. RX3, feel his wrath. And he's starting. Wait, you got to be scared of him. You got to be scared of him first. That's what you got to be. You cannot treat these things lightly. Yeah, I remember watching DJ Carl Cox, even with his first radio career, before he ran a 6. That man was so nervous in that car because it's the first time he's probably had, 2,000 of the tyres anywhere. So Coxie treated that thing so gently to the point now that, he built all his confidence up in the car, and now once you're over that, you can actually concentrate on racing like that. But the thing, it's not your average race car.
That's the one way to go. We want to take it step by step. Okay, Kareem for Mario Waste Services. Eddie was our number 1 qualifier. 6.46 seconds here in Pro Turbo.
Half track 430, here we go, we're round 3, 654 to 6, 219 mile an hour, goes with his 653, his 652, his 646 today. If that's not a day already for Eddie, then I don't know what is. And you know what? That man's got to be in a final somewhere, because that's just ridiculous. Kareem, though, 1064, got actually outreacted Eddie. The RX3 started to misbehave a bit, but I just get locked on the front of that RX7, when that goes down the track. It's poetry in motion. It's almost got the most perfect, relatable 330 foot setup in that. What do you reckon, Jerry? Good smoke, but not enough weight there. Yeah, okay, here we go. Right, you see we're starting to do the checks and the cross checks. Don't forget crunch day, 107, crunch day 107. It's only 6:05 on a Sunday. It is a school night, but I don't care.
Colsey's burnout was pretty good. It was decent, yeah.
So again, Paney's race to really establish maybe lane choice. He's got to go quicker than what, 54? cement him a finals berth, but I won't give him lane choice. But hey, Tony, 8:30, trying to get that 7-second time split, but he never says die. Fixes the squirrel.
What's interesting is Payne was actually in the left lane where Eddie was in the right.
That's right. So both lanes, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. But he obviously Payne took one of the other two races. Most wins?
I don't know. Maybe Disco was asking for. I'm getting all these other questions here.
In the Super coming forward here, Pro Turbo, a solo pass here in round number 3.
Chris Tate sends me a photo of a completely severed extension housing off the Liberty. Snap! There you go, thank you Tatey for the update. Real quick. Sorry about some of the other messages people are sending through. Race Control's doing everything so far, and as we said, all motor final will be Nick Bence and Ben Wilkinson. Modified 10.5 will be Rob Cady and Josh Moore. Street 289 is going to be Chris Adams and Moe Salame. Euro will be Stuart Twydale, and Hayley Menz. J315 will be Reece Carr, Keaton, Guy Hall, and J275 will be Danny Lansdowne. Jeez, he's not mucking around. 762, 195 mile an hour. Just another quality car, Jared Blair. I mean, we've got them everywhere. These guys just build these things, bring them out, and let them rip. And then back to your live citizens, basically. Put the thing away.
Well, that's it, mate.
Plot your next event.
Drag racing on the weekend. You feel like a superstar. Live stream, big crowd you're racing in front of, and then back in the office on a Monday.
It is a stark reality for a lot of the hard-working folk that have these vehicles as recreational vehicles. It looks like motorsport out there, but it's really recreation. There should be smiles on the faces of every car owner here, but the faster you go, the smiles are smaller because the burden. And look, I tried to put a bit of light on Rod Harvey last night, obviously with what happened with his engine. He nuked the engine during that staging debacle that we had. But I was able, and again, it cost so much money, and I said, you have to go and buy a 5-second race car. 5-second race cars are no toys, and he knows it. Everyone that's ever had, maybe dreams of ever having a 5-second race car, that's just what 5-second race cars feel like. About this much absolute ecstasy and this much pain. And unfortunately, we're still all addicted enough to want to do it again.
That's why you and I race the Dyer race, mate.
That's why I'm happy to stay in all mate. Yeah, so, but I just hope that Nat and Rod regroup and they come out and they smash the dreams.
touch the centre line. It was close because the blocks are still there.
You know what, folks? Have a look here. Have a look here. We've talked about it all weekend. Those two bulbs, both sides of the racetrack, need to be on. The cars need to be motionless for only a small amount of time for the timing system to basically to be thrown so the lights can come down. Zoran's gone. Botha's gone. Not a single amber has thrown up. Not a single increment has been recorded.
So I think what's happened here, obviously Zoran, he was in full stage and let go of the button. Botha's seen him let go of the button, he lets go. Neither of them see a green light here. The tree doesn't activate. So that's a good one for our race control to work out.
That's when horsepower, adrenaline, and the human element all kick in together. So Zoran's just wide. They're both wide for sound. You can tell they were both wide. That's a high energy moment right there. That's where adrenaline's probably at its peak right now. That is crescending to the peak. Here we go. We're going to have a look here on the replay. So yeah, he's gone in. Botha put one in. He started to line it up here, and Zoran went in and did this, right? So he decides to go in. He thinks he hears Botha going, so he gives it a little light up here. He's in. Botha then goes to go. Oh! Yeah, how about that?
That's interesting, isn't it? And then obviously both got real close to the centre line as well.
That just goes in the book, near the end of the book. You know when we write the Jambo story every year? That's like nearly the third last page of today. Oh, and that happens in round 3 of Factory Extreme.
And there's a lot of people that wanted to know what happens. I'm guessing this race might have some bearing on who can potentially make the final. We can't give one to Zoran. We can't give one to Botha because technically no one staged. And look, we'll use previous test cases, and I remember the one last year we're doing a Canberra in Sydney when it was basically 2 cars. They both had 2 wins each. They were in round 3. Whoever won that race was going to go to the final for sure. So they go to both bump in. And guess what? One guy just bumps out, leaves, thinks he sees the amber. The opponent leaves just like that. Followed him straight out. Guess what? Technically, no one wins. Guess what? They both copped it. Could have rerun it, but they said, you know, we're going to both cop it. So under the IHRA rules, they do have a rule there that there must be a winner in every race.
Yes. Well, okay.
And you don't have to.
Let's just pretend you're Casey Badger in the bunker. What do you say?
I say Gadget loses pockets.
Because he did the first infusion. He moved first. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because Botha didn't move first.
So we're not a part of any of that decision-making management now. So I'm looking in, working out what we would do in this situation. I think that, I would go Botha with the win. Give me the
Alright, here comes a race and a half in round 3. On previous form, the RX-9s just hasn't quite been matching the 4G63 today. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Matty Clark. That's right. Absolutely lovely. Now look, we're not going to see the captain against the RX-9 because they are on seeded solos. So in other words, their opponent. Opportunity to let it eat. Prime conditions to give George what he wanted yesterday, and that was more. Quick drive, 5-speed Liberty. World's first and only RX-9 Pro Mod. None other than Mac Performance. 197 mile an hour, and it looks good. 413 and a half track, 413 and a half track, 100 to the 60, a nice number, straight down Broadway, good driving, Georgie.
I think that would have been a low 6:30 without the shoots out early there. Only 197 mile an hour across the finish line there for George Rome.
Okay, so he'll go through round 3 with a win in round 3 and a 6:42. The Zoran Botha things kind of just fizzled that. So who's left other than the captain and the RX-9 might end up having to race each other in the final. But he's going to give it a run here, Cole. Perfect conditions right now for the 4 cylinders. The temperature's died off a little bit. This car has been on a string. And folks, it's an honour. I mean, the man owns and runs the biggest sport compact festival in Australia, and one of the biggest ones in the world, obviously. But yet, he still knows he's got to bring this thing out because people appreciate this car. Now, it's pretty hard as a promoter to not only put on this big show and event and keep it running. But at the end of the day, the captain wants to steer it once in a while, and he owes it to the fans to make sure that this beautiful car is in front of the fans. And the numbers keep coming up because the captain ain't done with this thing. He knows what he wants out there, and that's a 5-second time slip. He's in a very elite company. Would you believe the top 5 4-cylinders in the world are nearly 5 different countries as well?
That's incredible.
Yeah, Canada and Brazil and I think the United States and Australia, yeah. So we've got Billet Honda K-Series, we've got Ecotech, we've got C20 Opel, we've got Billet 4G63, we've got 5-cylinder Volvo, 4-cylinder Billet Volvo in there as well. It's an international bundle of world's quickest 4-baggers. I said, Colin, a dream Jambo one year would be the top 10 quickest 4-baggers in the world racing each other. In conditions like this, you can imagine that we could smash some numbers.
What did he go, 6:09 in the heat of the day?
09, he's gone as quick as a 6 flat.
He's gone 6 flat. That was at was that the Winter Nationals?
Yes, I think so, yeah. So here he goes. He's going to let it, we're going to, the car's so quiet.
Let it sing.
The car's so quiet, we're going to just let it eat. We're going to let it eat. All right. Round 3, Factory Extreme, thanks to Precision Turbo and Engine. Compound Turbo, Billet 4G63. Go get him, son! Oh, 622.
It went away.
It did go away. 402 and a half track.
402 and a half track. I was watching it when I saw the 402. I'm like, come on, boys, bring it home.
402 and a half track, 184 mile an hour, 103 in the 60 foot, 622, 207. Oh my God, that thing. God, just looks so good. Just got to appreciate that. Just for what it is. Done all here down under.
I think it would have been another mid 6.0 with the 402 and a half track.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, hang on, hold on to your hats. We ain't done yet. Another solo, Mr. Frankie Tarabay, Mr. Every Trade. He does another solo. This thing's rocking as well. I've been super impressed with, well, not just for today, but for a long time, just how well Frankie can handle all sorts of automobiles. He's run 5s in the other Scion, he's got Turbo Pro Mod as well. And this car, this is the ex-Lizzie Musi King Kong Pro Mod. So it started with, I think, a 959 Pat Musi. The Ben went to the Puerto Rican team, I think, Mastermind, but they ran 2J in it, into the 5s. So Frankie told me probably nearly 2 years ago that he had this car as a roller sitting at home, and they pulled the figure out the last few months. So we're going to get this thing ready for Jambo, and out of respect for Lizzie Musi, they called it King Kong again. Lizzie had it, was called King Kong.
So Frank Tarabay moving forward.
back for round 3. I can still see Sammy going up against Rob Tarabay.
Rob in this one, actually.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Rob there starting up. There he is. Is that going? There we go. He's going to bring that beautiful Lexus in. That's another dark track. Everything works well with that car. It's outside the hole. That's enough for Rob. He just got that burn out in at the nick of time. And he knows he just needs to be a little bit urgent here. There is a little bit of urgency that comes out. Your situational
Hey, Jackson Collins.
You're going to put someone on the other way, that's to. You want to play fair all the way on stage. So if you don't want to hold a guy up too long, and Jerry's a nice guy, he's not going to blow on too much about it. You'll just keep it in neutral for the moment. You won't put it in gear just yet. 20 feet, 5 speed limiting, clutch. In the clutch business, he does clutches every day, Jerry, careful. Rob Tarabay, 3 litre, 2JZ, I think as he said, I might have a 20400 on board. Yeah, pump it in a different way.
Both cars moving forward now. Jerry Field for direct clutch services. Rob Tarabay.
Just check it, so just check it up.
Something for Michael to tell you.
Hang on, something's leaked. Is that right? Is that we good? Just checking. Any know he's moving around the other start line? Is it something not starting? Is it turning on or turning off?
We've got a pair pass. Looks like everything is A-OK here. So Jerry Field
Well done, there we go. A 722 and 179, but whether we had a leakage or a problem, the thing wouldn't start. I mean, you can only give cars so much time there to get in there, and obviously there was something going on that just wouldn't let it get in there.
Yeah, well, it looked like they said it was okay, and they'd given the signal for it to be a paired pass. But obviously not. So Jerry Gill gets the win here in round 3 of Factory Extreme in the Mazda for direct clutch.
This throws a whole bunch of variables out there as well. You just don't know who's going to be tagged on the end here. Has Frankie done enough in that last run? So far from memory, he's scored a couple of good runs and more in that final, but we've still got Sammy and Archie. It's a real movement race. Just like we said, you don't know who's going to be there at the end. It's that battle of attrition. Much cars in here, we still got a few early cars. why it was slow. 2:11, but he gets the win. Oh my goodness, he put both bulbs on, they threw the tree. Archie was wise to it and off he went, but blew the tyres off it. And then next thing you know, the thing's either gone to neutral or he's aborted the run. Sammy goes, whoop, composure, and then off he goes. Rockets forward.
Yeah, Sammy must have been that deep. It's triggered the beams because his 60 foot was 4.6 seconds there.
Yeah, he sat there with the timers ticking for a couple of seconds. He then went off in high-speed pursuit and got his man 211 mile an hour for a 10:04. Look, that probably will not feature in a final unless he's going win. And then that ET, we've got, as we said, more than 2 with 3 wins. It's the 2 lowest ETs that determine the final. Oh, here we go. Bit of pro mod round 3.
That was an exciting round.
That was
Factory
great.
extreme.
Yeah, that was crazy. And again, not the way we would have thought it would have gone, i.e. side by side to the end's a good tight race. But sometimes it's just that circumstance that's a little bit different and you got to fight for the win. As we said, these Village A's don't just get given out. You just can't rock up like you can at the Olympics and just do some breakdancing for your country. You've got to work hard to get to where you get. I'm not saying Reagan didn't work hard. Alright, Paul Merry gets the track to himself.
You inspired me, man. I should run straight on back last actually try to get a Village A. I don't have one of those things actually.
Oh, well, Village A, I mean, you're still young, Mark. You can fill the trophy cabinet with trophies. Village A would be nice. You'll have to just get yourself a vehicle. Yeah, I always put Garrett in the street compact. Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
it's all that consistency.
We've had Roger Spanenberg in the past turn up with his EF Falcon and not his EF, his the last VF Falcon and clean up in those classes. So yeah, maybe you can, Mark.
Well, Paul Merry on track solo class. He wasn't the #1 qualifier pro guy. He's run 5s today as well. That's interesting. I wonder if Paul is going to do a full lap here.
I hope he is.
If he is, it's a short turnaround to the final. That's what I'm just thinking
no,
out loud.
that's it, Mark. You're having adult thoughts. That's good, mate.
I'm just having thoughts. There's a potential to make the final for Paul Merry. It's a bit of work in the turnaround, in a short turnaround.
Webby goes, please don't mention Reagan again. Oh, Mark, what happened to he? That's all right. That's all right. Well, yeah, right.
That could be an issue. He hasn't accepted the green. Won't get win points.
Damn it. We just wanted to see it eat. That's what we wanted to see. And there's that damn couple of bulbs out the front, those pesky staging beams. I knew they'd be the villain at the end of the day. We can't blame them. They're stationary objects. You know what I mean? They're dodging people's tyres out there. They're solid. It's up to our guys to put the tyres in there and stop and wait for the timers to go. So look, and again, it's like, it's a simple mistake to make. You can imagine you're trying to grab the line lock of the trans brake. Okay, all finalists to the lanes. We've been called all finalists to the lanes. So that's Lansdowne and Farrelly, Carkeet and Hall, Twydale and Men's, Adams and Salame, Katie and Moore, Bent and Wilkinson, and pretty soon we're going to have the other names as well. Tuliafito and Nathan Peters as well. Let's just not make the same mistake. And poor Paul, like, I mean, the thing was ready to eat, and just that simple, just at the wrong time, I moved the thing a foot when I needed to move it an inch. And you know what? The grudge layings are there though, Paul, if you want to hold that back. I'm sure if you don't...
We don't know. You could make a
I mean, final, you're right, but again, not accepting that win in round 3, I think could really harm the chin.
So Stephen Smith on track in the Mustang. These guys have struggled with tyre shape this weekend, really struggled to get it off the start, nice and smooth. They've got all the horsepower in the world. Like, this is the horsepower there to run bikes. There's no doubt about it.
Alright, do it alright, Smithy. Like you've done 100 times before. He's got plenty of seat time now in the Beast on the big tyre. He just wants it all to go well. He wants to just let this Proline 481X eat a little here. And he's not going to leg it all the way out the back door right now. He'll just save the bacon and go through for a 950 at only 97 mile an hour. 033 on the light, so Smithy left hard but rattled the big bags a little bit out, and no 5-second run for him on that occasion. He might have to just wait for another day. However, we don't know who's going to be in the final of this one either, because everything just gets thrown up in the air at the end and go, well, how did round 3 work out for everyone? We don't know.
Well, we only saw 2 cars here in Pro One in round 3 so far.
Yeah.
Is there another car?
There I can see a blown Commodore. Well, I'm hoping it's the blown Commodore, because I can see a bit of blue.
That's very much.
Oh, here we go, folks. I needed a little bit more of this before the end of the day, and I'm sure you needed. Everyone watching at home and around the world and here in the grandstands, I think we need this car one more time today as well. We all need it one more time today. We might end up 2 more times today, who knows? The Commodore. I want to hear it. I think it's at least 4 years, maybe 5. We've got to let this thing out. Let this thing get down the track. But yeah, looks like the Commodore going around the track. So you get all 5 more cars and they lose their identity and power stand, by the way.
That was incredible.
Nice.
Power stand,
yeah, the power stand as it came out, the Commodore with the wheels in the air. Speaking of wheels in the air, this has been one of the guys decided to come out in lane 7. Guess what? Disco Dean's out here. Disco Dean wants some wheel stand Jambo glory, I would say. So let's see what Disco Dean does here. This is a.
All right, thanks, matey.
This is. I mean, he's not doing a big burnout looking for an ET, but I wonder whether or not he's thinking that he can get some height, some hang, and some haul. We do have a few notes written down for some of our contestants for today, and the one that we have pretty well nearly locked in has got all of that.
Yeah.
But Disco, you know what? It doesn't hurt to have one more look at it. We do talk about it being in racing, but you know what? We're still in racing. This is a test run. We also said to the other people, feel free to come out and see if you can claim some of the other awards. That's what I love about it. It's like, you know what, if you ever won anything, try to win something. All right, Disco, I don't know what you're up to, son. Going for the big wheel. 817, oh. Hey, 817. I mean, it wasn't a big skid, but on 817, I did think he was kind of going to give us the to the moon, Alice, which I would have loved. But no, Disco in the grudge run has peeled off a nice 817. Great run from him. All right, we've got numbers on the board. It looks like we're ready to determine some finals here. What do you think? I don't know, we've got dial, actually no, we've still got dials on the windows, but yeah, it's only when they come up on the screen with a dial in on the screen will they be obviously finalists. So we've got Grudgy still coming out of the lanes, and why not? One more go before we wrap up for finals. All finalists of the lanes, please. We still haven't had any word about any of these other finals yet. Like, you know, we've just had Factory Extreme, Pro Compact, Pro Turbo and Pro Mod, but we haven't got any info.
No, we haven't got any info on those finalists yet.
And honestly, right now, it'll be hard to thrash on it. We'll put it this way: if you don't think you're in the final, you won't be towing back real fast to turn it around. If you think you're in the final, you'll be already on it.
So a lot of the races know as well. They know the rules. They generally know if they're in the final or not. It's always nice to hear that official word.
We're just checking out the deep end. Obviously, we had anytime you send a barra powered Mark 1 escort down, you better check afterwards just to make sure everything's okay. These guys had fun. They've had fun all weekend. And when do you see an RX-5 ever? They need to keep bringing these cars out forever, because kids in future generations, they won't know what these cars are. An RX-5, yeah, that's right. And of course, we've got a Series 2 RX-70 before. 10-second dial-ins were on the window, so that's what we've got in garages right around the country. Good on 10, 146.
146 mile an hour.
10, 146, just did it so well. And remember back in the day, Terry would even reminisce to, even back when you could buy Series 1 and Series 2 RX-7s for like, what, $5? Yeah, back in the day. Impossible to get now for any decent money. These are early appreciating vehicles that are out of the realms of any kids like us. I mean, they were a couple of $100 cars back in the day, some of them. And now they're never going to be able to get these things for a couple of $100, maybe 10, maybe 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, and then modify it.
Which car, if you go back to yourself in your teen years, mate, early 20s, which cars would you
mate, I had all my Datsun 1600s, so all of my Datsun 1600s. I had a beautiful little Datsun Sunny, I wish I kept. I put a 2-litre in that. I had a 120 wide wagon that I wish I kept. They were all, a couple of $100 cars. I think the $150 Sunny was my favourite one. If you just drive that thing, you never kill it. Here we go, let it rip. Oh boy! Probably lost all of them. Big bucks on range, go, here we go. There we go. Don't let it fool you, folks. 1092 at 139 mile an hour. You just don't pick it. There we go. A couple more grudgies coming out. Here's the young Sealass boy. Melvin told me the young fella was coming in for a bit of all motor. And up against one of our Golfs from today. Great little all motor car. And again, people are going to keep looking at Gemini. All the Gemini guys all over the country. That's a car I reckon a lot of people wish they still had with the Gemini. Yeah. driving that thing, then I don't know what you need for entertainment, because gear jamming is my jam still. Jambo's always been a gear jamming sort of culture, and I still love the guys that can row through the gearbox like that. And revs, RPM is king. So the grudgies were sneaking a few out here. Here's another one that's coming out for a run. Obviously didn't feature in that Street 289 final, but he's going to come out here now and have a go.
Is that Patrick Long?
I think that's Patrick Long, yep. So again, one of those cars that it's like, hang on to your hats, you know you're going to get a show right here. These things have been wild. That's what Jamboree's basically based its whole reputation on. You're coming out for a spectacular day of action where the vehicles are unpredictable. Really unpredictable. Dangerous cars driven by dangerous people sometimes. And at the end of the day, billet J's for the ones that are the most disciplined and most dominant. And sometimes you get a little bit of luck thrown in there at the end, because you can Bradbury any time. In any Australian sport, there's a Bradbury clause that sometimes keeps coming up. So let's just see if any more Bradbury comes from here.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, well, that's Garrett Phillips used to say that all the time. He used to say, I'd rather be the target than the arrow, which I didn't get. But again, you know, Clapper went through a lot of tyre shape over the years. So I sometimes think that if you've driven through tyre shake all your life, you probably get a little bit of that sort of HIA going on there as well, you know. We'll be doing that after the tyre shake. We have someone down there tapping Clapper on the head going, no, he's out for a 11-minute inspection. Make sure he hasn't rattled himself. But yeah, he'd rather be lucky than good, and so many times the luck has to run out at some stage, and you just got to be good. You don't hide in drag racing, there's nowhere to hide. The stage is right down out there in the middle. Those two truth boards down there tell the tale of the tape, and this little lie detector test up the front here called the staging beams, that doesn't tell any lies right there at all. It's like who's ready and who's not. Who's in someone else's head and who's not, who's living in someone else's head rent-free and who's not. Because only the best ones can dominate that front half and that staging part and be cool at it and proficient. And the ones that win the Billet J's are the ones that are the best at it. Big shout to everyone watching on the stream. I've still got people messaging in from all over the country. People are loving it. And you know what? Thank you, Jamboree. Thank you, Overtaking Lane. Because you know what? There ain't nothing better than putting up your big 76-inch HD TV at home and watching Jambo on the big screen. I know a lot of people are doing that right now. Who was watching on 140-inch? In the cinema room. So someone was watching from their 146-inch cinema room. Now that's a Jamboree experience right there.
But you know, you guys behind it as well as Overtaking Lane.
The TV's, like even my TV's pretty decent HD TV, so it looks fantastic there to be able to watch this event live and free right around the world. And I know not everyone can be here, and actually it should be a big shout out to the Sedex, because they had to go overseas for a wedding, or wherever the wedding was. That's why we haven't seen Jay or Sam, but 5th of October in Adelaide they'll be there. But big shout out to the Sedex and all the relatives that can't be here because of the wedding. We do miss you, miss the action of Jay.
Who puts a wedding on a race weekend?
Well, I don't know, Mark. You know, sometimes it just depends on how distant the relative is. Oh, you don't have anything on this date, and then you go, oh, you let us know a bit closer to the event, and then they go, are you coming? Yeah, we booked their flights. When's the event? When's the date? Oh no, that's Jambo. It's too late. You're already coming. So yeah, and it must hurt them to not be able to come. But look, I hope they managed to get a bit of a watch on the live stream. Big shout out to all our people everywhere today. Chris Honor, in between, he's up North Queensland before watching live stream. He went out and he caught. Geez, he did some fishing today. Look at the fish he caught today. Big snappers and trouts and everything like that. So fish on at Chris Honor's house by the look of that. Some fresh fillets getting cooked up. Living the dream, watch it on the big screen TV. Now look, it hasn't been all easy for the people here at Jambo. It's, I mean, for everyone, including our clients, our spectators. I mean, you've got to sometimes travel a fair distance to get here. It's a bit hot, sunny, sticky, loud, noisy, smoky as well. So the environment's quite a in-your-face environment everywhere you walk. But then when you do manage to take in and appreciate just how much investment and personal pride and effort goes into every vehicle, every effort made here